Blessed day. Welcome back. Fearless Friday today in the Martial Mystic Calendar series for 2026. We will be doing a meditation. Before we get into our meditation, I just want to share a story about my time on the mountain. It has to do with fear. Before I share that story, I'm going to show a few photos of a little contraption that I made for a local event just recently. And it's essentially a balance beam. I went out into our backyard, which is a redwood forest, and got some redwood small trees and made a balance beam out of it. And this was for a little kid zone in one of our local events, not too far from where we live. And here's a photo of it. The reason that I'm sharing this is because when we were on the mountain, we built a high log system into the forest and suspended trees up in the air, probably up to about 20 feet, them down with ratchet straps, and we 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 scaled and walked those logs, and it was an interesting experience. The first time that I actually got up onto the log, I think I used a ladder or something like that. The first time I got up onto the high log, the only thing that I could do was to hug the tree, the attaching tree that the log was um, suspended onto. And I was so afraid to be up high in the logs and to be um, walking up 20 feet up in the air and balancing on this high log. And it was a really good lesson for me. And I had to get over my fear of heights. So, as mentioned, the only thing I could do was hang on to the tree for a good couple of weeks. And I had to do a lot of breathing. I had to do a lot of talking to myself and trust the process and make incremental steps forward each day. And I eventually got over my fear and I did well in the high log course and I ended up having fun. I ended up overcoming that and having fun in the high log course and challenging myself more as I got more acclimated to being on the high logs, and I expanded the course a little bit more. And some people might remember who visited um, how interesting and eye-catching it was, and so some people got to try it, and eventually it came down. But that little balance beam that you just saw there, was a little bit of an ode to that time there on the mountain, and then the the fear that we share, being up high, trying to balance and not hurting ourselves, not getting injured, and essentially not falling. So this week we've been talking about the idea of massage and then how deep we can take this concept of massage, especially within the traditional Chinese medicine realm. And on Monday, we talked about that mental health aspect. Tai Chi Tuesday, we talked about Tues the health aspect of Tai Chi and the the act of Tai Chi practice as a physical self massage and a um, mental massage as a result. Far different from other exercise activities that can be a little strenuous. So, like massage, we want something that's effective, right? But we want something that is pleasant. relaxing, yet still effective, right? It does the trick, it does the job. In a way, it could kind of go unnoticed, right? So if you're versed in like substances or something like that, you might think of like the concept of the idea of microdose, right? Something that along those lines. It can't necessarily be registered by the conscious mind. So with something like the high logs, it's hard to get the that concept of the microdose. You're either up high or you're not. And we didn't necessarily have the ladder system or a ladder system built in where we slowly acclimated to being 10 to 20 feet up in the air. We just suspended the logs and it was go time. So for me, in my case, I got placed in that situation and I had to learn to acclimate myself to it, build the courage, build the resilience, mitigate the fear. And that whole process was a bit of a massage into my fear of heights, and then a massage acclimating myself and getting resilient to the feeling of being high up in the air and the fear of falling and the fear of getting hurt. So if there's something out there here on this Friday that you want to connect to, we're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna breathe deeply as if we were maybe in that situation, or to just practice in preparation for being in that situation that may induce some fear or anxiety. Understanding that the breath is a strategy, breathing is necessary, and then connection and a relationship to breath is a foundational aspect to getting past fear, whether it's fear of heights, public speaking, could be traveling, driving, could be something at work, could be something relational. If you like, you can invite that in. Take a deep breath with it and sit with it, recognizing, becoming aware. Remember, self-recognition is the first step towards the liberation from the bondage, the emotional bondage, and sometimes not getting past the fear, staying in the with the fear in a fear state, not being able to get past us can be and feel something that resembles or similar to feeling bonded, tied down, restricted, suppressed, maybe. So we take a deep breath with that, understanding that we have power, understanding that small steps, small incremental steps, continuous breathing, continuous movement forward can help get us past, at least get us through, at least get us face to face, one step at a time, and then coming out the other side, building that resilience, just utilizing the strategies, maintaining calmness, relaxation, sustaining calmness, sustaining relaxation, being present with the fear, being present with the challenge. And then when you feel comfortable, maybe you're looking for something next to do, You can have some sort of vision for yourself on the other side, accomplishing your task, your goal, meeting your fear, overcoming your fear, and then seeing yourself on the other side of that. Something to look forward to, maybe reminding and remembering other instances in life where you overcame fear of other things, reminding yourself of that power. Understanding each roadblock or challenge presents a new opportunity to deepen your roots, find your center and balance, learn and grow. Take a deep breath, coming back to this state, this moment, the present right now. Mind in your belly, in your breath, mind in your chest and in your heart, and mind in the upper energy center, spiritual residence, center of the head, between the eyes. Taking a deep breath, holding it all, comfortable here and now. Let's take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, let it out, sigh. And we can open our eyes and bring our attention to the world and the room around, bringing this relaxation, bringing this calmness into the world. And maybe you're ready to go now and face your fear or your challenge, or you've mentally prepared yourself, or you've envisioned yourself on the other side. So let me know what you're working with. Let me know what challenges you're trying to overcome. And we'll be back next week. Have a great weekend. And may your chi flow smoothly. And remember to embrace the woo.